It had this whole extra layer of detail, even in bright lighting, that no Android has been able to match, likely due to the insane synergy that Apple gets from both being able to design their chips and also create the camera software that goes with those chips. That said, this is only a half party, because when the lighting dips, Samsung loses its clarity a little faster than Apple. Can you see how on the Apple you can see the full gradient of light, whereas on the Samsung there's kind of like a dark mush on my head? Or how in this scene, shot on the phone's ultra-wide cameras, Samsung, while no longer getting obliterated, is still just being slightly outdone, with Apple being better able to control the bright spots to not overexpose them. And then, as you probably expected, Samsung is still significantly behind at night, and there's a specific reason for it, but I'll get to nighttime soon. That's a separate story. For the purposes of now, just know that Samsung is getting close, closer than I thought they would this time, but they are not quite there. But now it's time to get some views. So we are about to head to the perfect little spot to try and see London City from above, because that's going to be the best place to test the zoom cameras on these phones. So even though compared to the S24 Ultra, there hasn't actually been any zoom hardware upgrades, Samsung is claiming that their new software alone is going to make all the difference. Okay, so if we zoom all the way into one of these buildings on the S25 Ultra versus last gen, the further in you get, the more that you can actually notice the improvement to resolving images. And by that I mean the camera isn't actually capturing any more information. It's the same camera, but the software just now better understands how to piece that information together into the final image. And so, does it beat the iPhone? Well, the iPhone 16 Pro Max has one telephoto camera for zoom. It's a 12 megapixel camera with a 5x optical zoom rating. Whereas the S25 Ultra has two telephoto cameras, a 10 megapixel 3x optical zoom camera, basically for things that aren't too far away, and then a 50 megapixel 5x zoom camera for things that are. And the results are pretty much as clean cut as that. Samsung looks better at 3x, it looks better at 5x, and it looks better beyond 5x. There are definitely some points where the AI processing feels a little too much. It's almost like someone took a Sharpie and started drawing on extra outlines to make the image look more defined than it actually is. But I'd still always choose this camera if I wanted to take long-range shots. It's the difference between having an image that does look artificially enhanced versus having an image that's practically beyond hope. And then when you want to take zoomed in video, let's say you're at a concert, then it brings me great joy to say that it having better zoom hardware than Apple, combined with now better video quality than last year's Samsung, means that the S25 Ultra wins on all fronts when it comes to zoom now.